I've been feeling bad ever since I bought this car. I've been trying to get my money back. And then I'm trying to get the attorney general and everybody. I'm trying to get like mad people to try to help me with this situation. And the crazy thing is, like they saying like no refunds. And it's like I got the receipts to all this shit. And then cause I talked to a lady from the attorney general's office. And she was like, a lot of people are having problems with like used car salesmen and shit. So it's like I'm not the only one, cause she was saying how a lot of her cases are used. A lot of people having problems with used cars because it's the Consumer Protection Agency or something like that. And she's saying a lot of people are having problems like with used car salesmen and whatnot, or used car dealerships. And so it's just like I said, ever since I bought this shit, I had not been feeling good. And then I'm sitting up there like yesterday, like I went outside because I was just feeling like suffocating in here. And then I'm like going outside, I'm taking a walk. And I'm just like, there's nobody that I got to talk to about this situation. Like nobody. Like I said, like before, like I had a friend. He was like a brother to me. And he ghosted. Just like the fourth time he did that shit. And it's like I would have called him on that situation. You know what I mean? I would have totally called him on that. Just to talk to the dude. Like, yo, cause he was like a brother to me. I've been knowing this dude since 1993. And now he's nowhere around. So it's like I can't talk to him. Like my aunt and my grandmother is like, yeah, it's like my aunt is she cool, my grandmother's cool, but that's kind of like not the person to talk to. My mom, she gets the situation, but it's just like this. She's not doing nothing about the situation. So it's just kind of like talking to her is just like I don't know, bro. Like I said, I just been feeling bad ever since then. It's like there was like many times, like on some real shit, many times I could have walked away from that situation. It was many times I walked away, and it was just like I said, I never felt good about buying this shit or trying to do this shit. Because there was like many times I could have walked away from that. Just many times. Like thinking about that shit. Like it's just like, man, it's like I said, it's just many times I could have walked away. And I didn't. And now I'm just kind of feeling so fucking stupid just even going through that shit. And then it's just so crazy because in normal circumstances, I wouldn't have gone through all that. I just wouldn't have gone through all that. Like like I said, any normal circumstance, I would have been like, yeah, nah, I'm good. or it was just like the first car I looked at, like it wasn't over there, but it was next door to him. And he was like, "Do you want a test drive?" And I was like, "No, I'm just looking." And then I just kept it moving. I just kept it moving. It's like for some reason I just couldn't leave. I don't know. It was like an out of body experience. Like I kind of never used to believe in that. Like you know what I mean? Like if people say that shit, it's just like it is what it is. But this time I'm like, yeah, that's what that shit felt like. That shit felt like an out of body experience. I'm like, bro. And now I'm trying to get the shit back. Because ultimately I'm like, look, bro, I didn't even drive the shit. I'm like, just give me my money back and you can get the car. That's basically it, dude. Like we could just pretend that we never met. None of this ever happened. And we could just go about our lives. But it's just kind of like, you know, once it's final and shit. And then the car had all these problems. I'm like, first it was the oil that had to be changed. And then the car got stuck in reverse. And that was some crazy shit. Like I'm sitting up there, like I turned the shit on. I put the car in drive, and then it was like, you know, it turned on, but the car was like revving, and I'm like thinking like, what up? Did I do something wrong? Then I put it in reverse to see what would happen. It was the same thing. Like the car, it was on, but it just wouldn't move. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, see, then I was like, I had to get a tow truck. The dude was acting like he didn't speak. Obviously he didn't speak English. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a whole thing with him. And I'm like, damn. But it's kind of like the crazy thing about that situation. It was like the next 2 days, because I think I was parked in a place where it's kind of like you can't park at, right? Like because of tow trucks. But then it was like, I was like, let me see some, because if you park at a place like that, you're gonna get a ticket. So I was like, by the grace of God, let this work, and it worked, and then I was able to move it, like in front of my house. But it's so unreliable. Like, what if the shit happens again? And so I'm like, when I paid it off, because I don't want my credit being bad. You know, me and dude had an argument about the shit. Because he was like, you put out a review, and now my boss, he don't want to help you and shit. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck about your boss, bro. Like, you telling me about your boss like I care. Like, because what if I'm out in the streets? Like, because again, I was like looking for a car to go on this road trip. Now, what if I'm like, I don't know, like in Colorado somewhere, and I get, and this happens. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm like mad far, and this happens. And I'm stuck in the mountains somewhere. And I was like, if this was you, you'll be mad too. But he was trying to talk over me and shit. I'm like, bro, if this was to happen to anybody, like, you think about it like this. You buy a used car. You just buy a used car. It looks pretty decent enough. On Tuesday you buy it. By Monday, like Tuesday, you buy it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then it malfunctions Monday. Anybody in day mama is gonna be mad at that. And feeling some type of way about it. There's no way you're gonna sit up there and be like, oh no, I would have just did so and so. Like, nah, if this happens to anybody, if this was to happen to anybody, I don't give a fuck who it is, you would be feeling some type of way about that. Like, that shit you would be mad. You would be hella mad. So I don't even want to hear that shit. You see what I'm saying? Even the dude, even the guy I'm talking to, and anybody would have been mad at that shit. And you will be trying to get your money back. Like I said, I don't give a fuck who you are. Cause you gonna sell some shit like that. And it fucks up. And then I would say, out of those few days, like, especially like that Saturday and Sunday, I didn't even go anywhere. And then, like, when I bought it, I just parked it in front of my house. Then the most I've driven it was like on Wednesday, and that's when the oil light came on. Then Thursday, I just went up there to try to get my money back, but then they was like, oh, you gotta I wanted the oil change, but then they was like, oh, our mechanic is busy, so you gotta come back tomorrow. And I did that. I went back up there, and you know what I mean, and that was pretty much it. Like, it's not like I was like going anywhere, you know what I mean? So it's like basically theoretically still off the lot. And it's like, and you got all these problems and shit, and you really didn't want the car and you can't get your shit back. It's like, yeah, bro. Nah. And so that's why the lady that I was talking to was like, a lot of people are having these problems with them. Like these dealerships and shit. So it's like, see, like, these neighborhood dealerships, they should go, bro. They should seriously go out of business. And if you're gonna get a used car, you should get that shit from like Carver, CarMax. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, one of those places. You should never get your shit from like these neighborhood places, because these neighborhood places is foul. And I'm like, yeah, bro, nah. So this whole time, I'm like ever since, shit, I can't even remember, like that Wednesday or Thursday or something, I've been trying to get my money back from this. And the car wasn't even worth it. It's a 2014 Chevy Cruze LT. And then it's like, I paid $4,800 for that. Like $3,000 down, and then like the rest of the payments was $1,800. And then I'm watching this dude this dude on YouTube, he was like, these dealerships, they be marking the prices up, and I'm like, man, bro. Like I said, like in normal circumstances, I wouldn't have done that shit. But it was just like something was compelling me to try to do this shit, so I could go on this road trip. But it was just like, it was just something was off, and I couldn't get out of the situation. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. Like I said, under normal circumstances, yeah, that wouldn't have been me. And then when I bought it, like when I paid it off, I don't even have the title to the shit. It's under somebody else's name. Cause I'm thinking I'm like, I was in the process of selling it. And so I'm like I'm in the process of selling the whole thing. I'm just like, fuck it. I just want, it's like this car is cursed. I'm like, I want this shit out of my life. And so I'm going through the process, and you know, like these policies and all this other shit. Like, I hate this shit, because it's like you do all the prompts, and then they be like, wait a minute, there's more. You know what I mean? It's like always something else you gotta do for this shit. Like, you're almost done, and it's like, man, I've been spending like all day doing all this shit, and it's still like some more to do. I'm like, bro, what else I gotta do? And then I'm sitting up there doing, I'm like, look, let me call Carver, right? Let me call them and see what is this. And so I called dude, and he was like, there's somebody else on the title. Like your name and the name on the title don't match. And so I'm like, oh, come on, dude. It's just always something. It's just never some smooth shit. It's just always some shit all the time. It's just always some it's just like annoyance all the time with the shit that I be doing. And I'm like whose name is on this shit? Like, what the fuck? Like, can I still sell it? And he was like, nah, you can't sell it because your name isn't on the title. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, okay, bro. So I'm stuck with this car that I don't want outside my house. And now I'm just trying to fix this situation. And then you see, like I said, I think I said that shit on one of my, like, the video I made about this shit. It's like, this one chick said she had like she bought a car from them, and she got like she had a kid with disabilities, and they knew about it and still sold her that shit. I was like, damn. And then even the lady that I was going to the currency exchange, she was like, I wouldn't buy a car from them. And I was like, damn, man. I was like, I was like, damn, like, I think I said this to her. Or I was like, I can't even remember. But I was like, yeah, it would have been nice if you would have said that shit. Cause she was up there when I had to withdraw my money the first time, but it was a different woman that was doing the transaction with. And I was like, but she was there. And I was like, damn, I was like, how come she didn't say nothing at first? Because I remember telling the other chick, the younger chick, I was like, I'm buying a used car and everything. Damn, I wish she would. If that old lady would have said something, I don't know, bro. I think I would have been like, I think I would. I most likely I would have backed off on that. Cause when an old black lady tells you don't do something, you do that shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, man. I wish she would have said something when I bought, like, was starting the first transaction. Damn, I wish she would have said something. Like I said, I don't even. It just feels like I died. It just feels like I don't, like I'm really not. I'm not the same person. It's like a part of me that they say like a part of me died. That's exactly how I feel. It's just like more than just a part. It just feels like, I don't know. Like I've never experienced this feeling before. Like this really doesn't feel good, man. This really doesn't feel good at all. But all I will say is the life lesson is don't ever buy a used car and shit from one of these places. That's the only thing I could say about that. Cause then, like I said, then it was like this couple that was like about to buy another, like, cause I seen them when I was paying my shit off. You know, they had a daughter, like a little girl too. She had to have been like 3 or something, and it was a man and a woman. And I'm just, cause I was thinking, at first I saw them pull up to the spot. I thought they just knew him. Like, I didn't know the situation like that. But then I saw them in the office, like, about to buy it. And I was just like they was in the waiting room when I was finishing my shit. And I was thinking the whole time, like, they need to get up out of here. They seriously need to get up out of here. Cause I mean, like, cause what if they have to go to the doctor? Cause the reason why I was saying like about the little girl, cause like what if they gotta go to the doctor or something? And you know they need to go, cause like I don't know, like, you know, the pediatrician they gotta talk to, or whatever the case is. And they get into their car and the car don't start. Or like while they're going there, the car just starts fucking up on the street. And it's just like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. And like when I post this video, this is gonna be like a while, you know what I mean? So by the time this come out, I don't even know what's gonna happen. Cause even with the Attorney General, I'm like, cause what did she say? She was like, yeah, we got your thing on file, and it usually takes 4 weeks, and it's been 2 weeks since you filed it, so it's another 2 weeks left. So so she was like, I don't know, like, if this can't get resolved, then, you know, there's gonna be some, we gotta take legal action, or whatever, or you're gonna have to take legal action. And then from what I saw in this YouTube video, dude was like, these dealerships don't want to go through that. So It's just whatever you're trying to get out of the situation, you can get it. Or he said something to that effect. So I'm like, yo, bro. It's like, I really hope so. Like, I really hope so, man. Because this shit, like I said, I don't feel good with this situation. I do not feel good. Like I said, like, I felt we all feel bad every now and then, you know, a lot, you know what I mean? But it's just like, this situation for me, I've never felt this bad in my whole life. And I'm like, yo, bro. Yeah. And then I'm trying to do something to try to fix this situation with what I'm doing. But the website I'm going through just keep telling me about, like, I gotta fix this, I gotta fix that, I gotta have this resolution, like, right. I gotta what is the other dumb thing? See, and this is a part of the fucked up depression that I got, right? Now I'm going through this car thing. Then the dude on this website, at first he was telling me that the resolution on his pictures, like the pictures was too big, make them into like, what did he say, 1200 by 600. Then I give him that. Then he's like, oh, now the HDRIs, like, it's empty. You gotta bake the shit. So I'm like, and that was the day that I've paid off the car, when the dude on the website said it. See, this is what I'm saying about these policies and shit. Just like when I was at Planet Fitness waiting for the tow truck, I just needed to stay in the like, let my mom sit there and you know, while we wait for the tow truck. We're not even trying to use the treadmill or nothing, because my car was fucked up in front of Planet Fitness. And she was like, did you sign in? And I'm like, yeah, that was a while ago. You got to sign in again, and your guest. And I'm like, we're not even trying to do nothing. Just let us sit there until the tow truck arrived. So then I was like, when she said because I checked in, and then I was like, I don't want my mom going through this, because then I know how she gonna be feeling. So I'm like, come on, bro. But the tow truck dude called. And so I ran out there and shit and told her just to leave, because the man is here. See, it's just like that. It's just like these policies at this site. Like, how come you didn't tell me about the resolution and the HDRI in the same email? Why you telling me this shit in pieces? I'm just kind of like, I don't even give a fuck at this point with them. Because you acting stupid. You could have told everything that was wrong with my model. You could have told me that in one email. You could have told me the HDRI. You could have told me the resolution. You could have told me how many pictures I needed. And then I could have just fixed everything right then and there. I wouldn't have to keep going back to you back and forth. Like, okay, I fixed the resolution. And then I thought I did, but then I didn't. And then I had to do it again, and that was correct. Then he's telling me about the HDRIs. And it's like, come on, bro. Tell me everything right now. Like, I'm trying to fix this situation to try to get my money back, rather through the dealership or just try to accumulate my money back from something. And you holding me back on some bullshit, bro. Motherfuckers ain't got time for that shit. But see, this is the thing about society that I've seen. If it's not you, nobody cares. On some real shit. If it's not you, nobody cares about whatever you got going on. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Damn. Yeah, nobody cares, because it ain't you. Like, you know, it's somebody else. Like it was just like the dude that, like, I would, like, with the whole car situation, he was telling me, like, you know, he had a kid. Now I'm hot, right? Cause I'm up here trying to get this shit. Like, I'm showing you the video how the car had to get, you know, getting towed. And then he telling me about, like, his kid was in a hospital for 3 days. And I was just like, Like, I didn't care about that shit. Why the fuck you telling me about this and your boss? Like, I care about, like, my boss don't want to help. Like, I don't give a fuck about your kid or your motherfucking boss. Like, you sold me some bullshit. Like, if y'all was on some real honest shit, we wouldn't even be in this situation. Like I said, the only thing I like, man, and then it's just so crazy because, like I said, any other circumstance, any time in my life, I have a hard time trusting people because of my friend that he keep ghosting me all the time. I have a hard time trusting people. And I remember my mom telling me this a long time ago. Question all, believe nothing. And it's like I basically lived by that mantra this whole time. But like I said, for some reason, it was like the desire to try to go out and do this thing was, it just like I said, I don't know, man. It was just wild that I didn't look at all the red. I mean, there were mad red flags everywhere. You thought I was at a soccer match. I mean, there was red flags everywhere. It was like mad penalties and shit. And it's like I ignored all that. I can't believe that shit, man. I really can't believe that shit. That shit was crazy. And see, now I'm like, I'm trying to work on this engine, and I'm just like, I can't even figure out what I should do with this shit. Like, I had it in my mind last night. That's why it's like it's blocked out. But it's just kind of like, okay, like I can't even think straight. Like, what else should I do with this shit? Man, bro, but like I said, don't ever buy a used car from some neighborhood dealership. Like I said, them motherfuckers should be up out of here. Anyway, man, I'm out.